How's it going, boys? Johnny Superbman here, and it's finally time for us to come out with our EASHL player ratings video. I've uploaded a bunch of EASHL games in the last few weeks. I've given you guys a chance to analyze, to take a look at our team, to scout our team, but now it's time for us to choose the captain and give you guys the overall rating so we can go forward, okay? So just to give you guys a quick recap, the 7 ratings that we have for each player would be defense, which means stick checks, body checks, and turnovers; discipline, which is penalties, on-ice awareness, and doing the right thing; positioning, which is away from the puck positioning, loose skaters; playmaking, which means advancing the puck safely, making something happen, and accurate passes; finishing is all about scoring when you should score; consistency, the 60-minute player, not a flash in the pan, does the player play consistent for the whole game; and last but not least, clutch or poise. How do you play when it matters, during the penalty kills, at the end of the game, all that good stuff. So I've prepared a whole scouting report for you guys. You can take a look at this and give me any opinions that you may have. And first up, we're going to start with the great Domsky. So, we got the left defenseman, number 94, Domsky. Let's go over some of the good and some of the bad that Domsky brings to the table. Now, when Domsky's on top of his game, he's playing his best defensively. Yes, he has an offensive side to him, but as a defenseman, he has to take care of his defensive responsibilities, okay? And that means creating turnovers and getting that puck up to our forwards nice and quickly. And he's a good puck mover. He's capable of moving it out of our zone, making a move on a forechecker, and feeding the wingers. But that's the fine line that Domsky has to walk, okay? Because he has been known to have a few breakout blunders that I think surround around that saucer pass. A lot of the times he tries that saucer pass and it's either too weak or it's too strong, or he should have just skated up to the red line to dump it in, right? And offense in 6v6 games really does start with the breakout pass. So Domsky, you got to work on that. Look at this play right here. He can simply go around the net to me, who can then go to Prey. But instead, he tries to take it himself across the slot and almost causes a turnover. We got to stop and restart, okay? So the breakout, that's one thing you got to focus on. But offensively, Domsky definitely has that touch, like I'm saying. He's been known to set up Kryptonite for a one-timer, and also been known to go in and just go end-to-end and beat every single buddy on the other team. So he's got that offensive upside, but just the breakout and that defense, you got to worry about that, okay? And also, the end of the game discipline. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Diving into people, spearing them with 1.6 seconds left up by 1. Unbelievable, alright? So here you go, Domsky's scouting reports. The positives, again, reliable when he wants to be, has an offensive touch, he's a good skater. The negatives, reliable when he wants to be, again, he doesn't always want to be reliable. Goes fishing at the wrong times for offensive chances sometimes, and also, once again, the breakout blunders. And Domsky, based on all your ratings, you have an overall of 65.7%. Next up, we got the right winger, number 21, Kryptonite. And we all know what Kryptonite's about. Goal scoring. He wants to be the one to put the puck in the back of the net. Not necessarily a playmaker, even though he can create plays, but naturally he wants to score goals. He wants to rifle them home. And he can do it from anywhere. A breakaway, the left side of the net, the right side of the net, he can do it all. But what I really like about Kryptonite is when he's against the boards, defensively and offensively. He stays where he needs to stay, and that really helps us out, especially on the breakout, when he's right where he needs to be and you can just dump it off to him. No problem. Alright, so keep that up, Kryptonite. And easily the biggest body checker on our team. I mean, he throws his body around with reckless intent every single game, but it comes with the price tag of a lot of penalties, alright, and a lot of major penalties. We see Kryptonite shrugging his shoulders all the time. And defensively, when he's not on the boards, this is where he gets exposed. Watch this play. You see how he allowed that player in his position, alright? Then he went chasing, alright? Now watch Kryptonite. Watch what he does right here. The shot comes in, the puck is blocked, but look where he is. He's in the neutral zone. The puck's in the bottom left corner. All right, just a little bit more awareness defensively. And here's my big gripe offensively. He's got to look for pray for eyes on that quick pass when he cuts into the middle. Watch this play, all right? He cuts in, cut to the left. He can hit pray for eyes right there, and pray for eyes goes for the backhanded in. I don't know if he just doesn't see it or he doesn't think that it's a viable play, but it's there, Kryptonite. Watch again. Right there, past the prey, backhander in the net. So look for that on the cut to the middle off the rush. And everything else is looking fine, though. So here's Kryptonite's scouting reports. The positives: an effective finisher, a massive body checker, and he stays to the right boards where he should. And the negatives: too many penalties with those body checks, forcing the play through the middle when you can stay to the outside or quickly pass it to the left wing. All right, and of course, playing defense when you're not on the right boards. Giving you an overall rating of 68.5%. Up next, we got the left winger, number 0, Pray for Eyes. And just like Kryptonite, Pray for Eyes is naturally a finisher. He wants to put the puck in the back of the net. He's at a disadvantage being a left-handed shot on the left side. He does not get that one-timer, but he still wants to score goals. And he will try loose puck dekes, alright, fancy dekes, spinoramas to score them. And when they go in, they look great. But that's the fine line Pray has to walk, to know when to pull off these dekes. A lot of times, he tries to do something fancy, and all that happens is a needless turnover. Sometimes, like this play, you should just throw it on the net low, allowing the other winger to get the rebound. But he wants to create that deke. He wants to create that goal, or he wants to create that backdoor pass. Less is more sometimes, Pray. And now when it comes to fighting, Pray for Eyes is easily our best fighter. In the first few weeks, it was a horse race between me, Pray, and Kryp, but as of now, Pray is easily the best fighter. He can also send a very accurate saucer pass up to Kryptonite, and that would be the difference between Kryp and Pray for finishers. Pray is a little bit more conservative, and he back checks, which means that he has the opportunity to set Kryptonite up a little bit more than Kryp can set Pray for Eyes, just based on how he plays. But my one gripe for Pray for Eyes is in the offensive zone and its positioning away from the puck. We like to use an overload position, but sometimes when the puck is on the right side, Pray just kind of gets lost in the left corner somewhere. Watch this play right here, alright? Kryptonite turns back to the point. Now look where Pray is. He's behind the goal line on the left side. He's completely useless in this play right here. Domsky goes back down to Kryptonite, and look, he's still on that left side. We need him up in that top corner for the overload. Look again. Pray's in the middle with Rotes. We need a winger on top of Kryptonite so you can do the rollout. Now watch, when the puck comes to the left side, Pray now has it on the half boards, and look where Kryp is. Kryp is in that position. So Pray can go to Kryp, to me, to Domsky. He's got all these different options. So Pray, when the puck is on the right side, you've got to get to the top right. Watch right here. Pray shows some great support, sticking with Kryptonite, keeping the puck away from the middle, alright? But watch the tendency, back to the point. Watch Pray. See how he drifts off into the corner? Whereas if he was in the top right corner right there, you could implement the overload. So Pray, when you're away from the puck in the offensive zone, stay on the side that the puck is. So here's Pray's scouting reports. Some positives: can have nice saucer passes up to Kryptonite, the team's best fighter, and he stands up for his teammates, and flashes of a top tier player. Again, knowing when to show those flashes and knowing when just to do the simple play. Some negatives: away from the puck positioning in the offensive zone, left trigger skating, and unforced turnovers. And Pray, that gives you an overall rating of 67.1%. Up next is our center, number 20, Rotes. And Rotes is our face-off man. He's our third defenseman. He's the guy who's got to cover the center of the ice. And when he's on top of his game, he's creating turnovers, taking away passing lanes, alright? A very active stick. And he creates chances for our offense just by playing defense, okay? Watch this play right here. Loses the face-off, but gets back, active stick. Now look at him. He's in the right spot. He's helping out down low. We get it up to Kryptonite. He's in the right spot to receive the pass. Now watch this. Quick deke. Quicker pass allows Pray to take the shot. He would have had no glory right there. He's got to make plays like this. This, Rotes, is what you don't want to do. Hesitating with the pass, trying to make that perfect pass. Get your feet moving and get the saucer pass quickly against the boards. You don't want to be turning it over right there. Now, when it comes to offense, one thing I want to say about Rotes is you got to stop hustling right towards the crease, all right? And you got to know when to play offense. Here's an example of you rushing the crease on a penalty kill. Now look what happens. A 3-on-1 going back the other way. A center needs to take care of defense first and then offense, all right? That comes last. Here's another example of Rotes doing a little good and a little bad. Taking away that cross crease, which he's great at, but here's the offensive part. You got to watch out for Rotes. Look where he is. He's looking for that breakaway, but we don't have the puck. Now look down low. It's a 3-on-2. They get it, and they get that short side goal. So Rotes, you're great on defense when you want to be, but you got to play defense until the puck is out of the zone. So here's the scouting report for Rotes. Some positives: he's the best defensive forward on our team. He's got some great long, accurate breakout passes as long as he gets them off quick enough, and he barely takes any penalties when he's trying not to take penalties. Some negatives: too offensive sometimes. You got to be the third man back. He also gets robbed a lot, the finishing category for Oates, and again, hesitation causes turnovers. And that's good enough to give you an overall of 64.2%, Rotes. Up next is our right defenseman, number 18, Superbman, the stay-at-home defenseman who doesn't care about goals, doesn't care about assists, only cares about getting that shutout. Alright? And you'll be seeing plenty of this in a game with Superbman. Turnovers off the rush, followed up by a dump and chase. Simple hockey. Superbman is at his best when he's controlling the tempo of the game, not needlessly making bad passes, causing turnovers, getting the puck where it needs to go, and then getting his team into position, and then making that pass. No need to force a pass in the neutral zone when you know you can get it in and then get that pass to your teammates. Now, while that may work for some teams, it's also Superbman's biggest weakness, not trusting his teammates. Right here, Preyfries is open on the left wing, but Superbman doesn't trust that he'll get it out, so he takes it himself. Alright, makes a move. Now look right here. Kryptonite is open on the right wing, but same thing, doesn't trust that he'll get it out, wants to do everything himself, makes a pass at the last minute, but it's a bad one that Kryptonite has to go back for. Superbman needs to trust his teammates more, needs to move the puck up the ice. Here's an example of Kryptonite open on the right wing. Superbman thinks that forward on front of him is going for Kryptonite. He's not. He's forechecking Superbman, and he loses the puck. Has to trust his teammates more. Has to move the puck up the ice. Here's an example where the defenseman looks like he's all over Kryptonite, but Superbman moves the puck up to Kryptonite, and Kryptonite makes the play. So Superbman, you need to trust your teammates more. You need to get them the puck more and allow them to make the mistakes. You can't do everything yourself. When it comes to finishing, Superbman needs to take more shots to score. Every shot that Superbman takes is for a rebound. Look right here. Alright, I got a good opportunity to take a shot on the net, but I'm looking for a rebound for Kryptonite. Okay, here's another example. Superbman, top of the slot, doesn't take the shot, passes it off to Kryptonite. Even though it's a goal, there are certain times where you gotta shoot to score. Gotta improve that finish. One of Superbman's greatest attributes is the fact that he can play any position. Even though he's defensive, even though he stays back, he can score goals. It's just that goals against is more important in his mind than goals for. But don't let that fool you. He can definitely take over and put the puck in the net. It's just that he always focuses on defense, even when he's playing a center position. Look right here. The defenseman goes up the ice, but you don't have to worry because Superbman is back and his natural defensive positioning will help him out in any position, okay? Doesn't matter if he's playing center, doesn't matter if he's playing the wing, doesn't matter if he's playing defense. And Rotes, I want you to look at this play right here. Notice how I'm not going full speed at the crease. I'm gliding in so that if my defenseman runs into trouble, I'm available to get back to be that third defenseman, okay? As a center, you gotta be a defensive playmaker. So here's the scouting report for Superbman. Some of the positives being he can play any position, he is consistently the last man back, and he controls the game vocally. But some of the negatives being he doesn't trust his teammates enough, he doesn't shoot to score, and he has to make quicker passes. And that's good enough for an overall rating of 72.8%. And last but not least is our goalie, number 88, Ray Stanley. Now, there's no doubt Ray is a good goalie, but a great goalie is a goalie that can make saves that should go in, alright? And that means cross-crease goals. Cross-crease goals and breakaways. In my opinion, they shouldn't happen. You can blame it on the defense and blame it on the team, but a good goalie can pull those goals back. So Ray's got to focus on that. No doubt he can make some short side saves, and no doubt he can make some in-tight saves, but it's about the big-time saves. And Ray, when it comes to the power play, keep on what you're doing. Don't get caught wandering. Don't get out there and stop us. Let the defenseman come back there, pick the puck up, and get back to scoring goals. Alright, keep that up. So here's Ray Stanley's scouting reports. Some positives being covers the short side very well and doesn't get caught wandering. But again, the negatives, breakaways and desperation saves, i.e. cross-crease saves. These are what we need you to improve on. And also I came up with a rating system for goalies. I haven't shown you guys just yet. There's 6 categories. Again, the same as the skaters, all out of 5. Alright, you can give Ray a rating for each one of those categories. Right now, I got him at 61.6% overall. Alright? So, the way we have it right now, superbman is in the lead with 72.8% overall, followed by Kryp with 68.5, Prey at 67.1, Domsky 65.7, Rote 64.2, and Ray 61.6. Okay, we got a little legend there on the right side. If you guys are thinking that the overalls are too low, you're comparing them to like NHL 14 numbers. All right, don't worry, it's very easy for us to bring the numbers up. I wanted the first batch of ratings to be low so you could see us getting better. All right, and everybody's clutch rating I left at 3. We're gonna really focus in on clutch going forward, right? But the legend goes: if you're between 1 and 49%, you're a below average player. 50 to 59%, you're an OTP regular. 60 to 69%, you're a club regular. 70 to 79%, you're a game changer. 80 to 89%, you're a superstar. And 90 to 99%, I mean, you're freaking god at this game. All right, so originally I wanted to put the captaincy with the best overall number, so it would kind of like have people trying to get the best overall, and then the alternates, the next two, and we can still do that. But I think for the first one, I want you guys to see this video and see if you agree with the stats and all this stuff that I've come up with. All right, so take a look at this video. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Anything that we need to change. It could be something with one category, it could be a few categories, and also the next EASHL game, I'm going to come back here, look at all the comments, and for the next EASHL game, you will see one of us having a captaincy and 2 alternates, all right? But I'm going to use this video to dictate the next captain for our team, or the first captain for our team for NHL 14, and then I think going forward, we'll have whatever player has the highest overall. All right, boys, so let us know which player you think is the best, and we will see you in the next EASHL online game.